So Mary J. Blige is kind of part of a lawsuit right now, but not really. The headlines say yes, but it's
It's
fake news.
happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fake news. We'll get to it. So let's go to Billboard here. Billboard says Mary J. Blige sample suit. Uh, it says a decades old Mary J. Blige song draws a lawsuit, and I just want them to know that's a really bad title because this actually the song came out in the 90s. That means it's not a decade
Oh,
old.
well, that's why they said decades long, plural.
Oh, I don't think it's allowing me to read the article anymore. Hold on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's saying subscribe now.
Well, basically, it's the song, the 19.
Real love.
Well, her song "Real Love." They're saying that it samples a song called "Impeach the President," which I believe
Yep.
came out in the early '90s as well. Um, and apparently, this has been an issue before with other artists. They said this song has been sampled a
Hundreds of
bunch of
times.
yeah, like a crazy amount of times, and it was an issue back in 1991, and I guess they
I
caught
got
up
you.
with.
I got it. Routers.
There you go.
See, fuck them other niggas. Uh, Universal Music Group is facing a new lawsuit in New York federal court over an allegedly unauthorized sample in hip hop soul singer Mary J. Blige's 1992 hit song Real Love. New York based Tough City Records told the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. Oh, what's going on here? On Thursday, that Real Love uses part of the Honey Drippers' often sampled 1972 funk song Impeach the President, that it did not clear, requesting an unspecified amount of monetary damages from Universal Music Group's publishing arm. Representatives for UMG did not immediately respond for a request for comment on Friday. Tough City's attorney, Hillel Parnas of Parnas Law Firm, declined to comment on the lawsuit. Tough City said in the lawsuit that it owns copyrights in, quote, tens of thousands of musical recordings and compositions from the genres of blues, rhythm and blues, jazz, funk, soul, hip hop, New Orleans, and Latin music, much of my much of much of which might otherwise fail. I can't read tonight, I'm sorry. Fall into obscurity.
Um,
You know what it is? The article is weird. It's like zoomed in, but when I zoom out, it gets way too small. So I keep having to move side to side. It's weird.
it's okay. I feel like we got the gist of it though. Like
Well, let me just
there.
read this last part, and then we could go. It says the label has previously sued over samples allegedly misused in songs by other high-profile musicians, including the Beatles, Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Frank Ocean. Those lawsuits were later dismissed. Actually, no. The lawsuits against the Beatles and Jay-Z were later dismissed. West's label, I did what the kids do. I said West's. I didn't have to do that. West's label and Tough City settled their dispute, and Tough City dismissed its lawsuit against Ocean's label 2 months after filing it. Tough City told the court on Thursday that Universal Music Publishing has quote repeatedly refused to engage plaintiff in substantive negotiations over the sample, which it was difficult to reconcile with the fact that UMG Recordings, a different UMG unit, has agreed to a separate license for the Real Love sample in the past. Oh,
Okay.
this is actually pretty wild.
So. Hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's it. And F you Billboard for trying to make me have a subscription to read them.
So
That should be in the title tonight. Weeknights. JD says F you to Billboard.
it seems like this one is particularly bothering them.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about.
Well, it also seems that this has been sampled a lot. One. Two, it's interesting to me that one part of Universal Music Group's company has agreed to a license, but another part, which is the publishing part, refuses to even acknowledge it. Um, I think that's interesting, not surprising, because Universal Music Group is such a huge company
Hmm.
with so many different branches. I could definitely see how this happens, and I don't think it's abnormal for one company to have multiple things going on.
Hmm.
But it is interesting to me that this is happening because I mean, 92 is a long time ago.
Right. Which is why I'm like, do they kind of just like scan music, and they're like, oh, which ones had the sample, and see who they could sue.
I would assume yes.
That's what this seems like. The fact that they've had so many issues with it. My thing is, I don't know. I feel like at this point, it's been so long. That woman
Well,
made
that
a song so long ago. And I get it. Like, on the one hand, I get it because there's that complicated conversation about creators and stealing creators' work, all of that. And so I don't want to seem hypocritical right now and saying that they, you know, why now? But kind of do feel like why now? It's 2024.
well, I said this is an ongoing thing. This is this has been going up the legal chain. This is not the first one.
That's true.
I do see both sides. As an artist, I understand the the creative side, as you said. But this really doesn't have anything to do with Mary J. Blige. It sounds like this has more to do with Universal
So, yeah.
not handling their biz
Mhm.
or not fully handling their biz. But I see both sides, right? You want to make sure, as the artist who's the label representing the artist who's getting sampled, you want to make sure that you're representing your artist properly, and of course that your bottom line is secured. And so, if people are sampling, you want to make sure, hey, that's our sample. You got to pay to play, and that's that. We spoke about Sony getting at the TikTok artist recently, so this is kind of the same vein where
Mhm.
this may be a hit record from years ago, but y'all owe us bread. We need our bread.
Yeah.
But I also see the other side where it's like, well, this has been going on for so long, you know, then whatever. But I think I would be more inclined. I think I would feel more strongly about it if it was like that the song couldn't exist anymore or something. The fact that this is just money and it's between two labels, it makes me care about it less because it's not like Mary J. Blige is on the hook for this or like the song can't exist or something. So I think that let the court deal with these two legal entities, these two not legal entities, these two music entities, and let them figure it out. But I would assume, based on the fact that UMG already has a licensing deal with them, that they'll also just have to pay the publishing part. Because I don't see how you would be able to continue to get away with not paying the publishing part when this is really more of a publishing matter than anything else. If I'm correct, that's what it seems like to me.
All I'm concerned about is, Mary continuing to get up on stage with them thighs and singing her ass off. And like you said, we'll still get that. So
Yes, yes, amen.